let's get to the video. So in the previous video, I told you guys, I think it stops at the place where I was like, oh, if you now have the admission, yay, glory to God, and you now even have assistantship, glory to God. Okay, let's continue. So when you, I need to say something. In your process of applying for masters or PhD, or coming to your abroad for your studies, do not hurt people. Like, do not burn bridges. Do not, because you're going to need all the support in the world at the time. Do not like make people feel like they're not valuable to you, because you're going to need their help, from your family members to your friends, and I'm going to tell you why. So now when you get your admission from the university, the next thing the university will do is to send you something called an I-20, right? And that I-20 is going to have something called a service number. I think it's called a service number. Is it a service number or something? It's like a service number, but you have to pay. That's the number that you use to pay for something they call service fee. Good. Every international student that comes to the United States pays for a service fee. And that service fee you cannot pay from Nigeria. Like you have to get someone here to pay for you. Someone actually paid for me when I was trying to do my own, right? I only just sent the money in naira and then he paid, because you have to pay in dollars. Should get. Now when the school, before the school sends the I-20, they will need you to show proof of funds. Now the school can accept like a bank statement, because that's what they accepted for mine. What you need to do is okay, so this is where I say, do not like hurt people. Do not feel like people are not valuable to you, because before the school sends you the I-20, you need to show proof of funds. And that proof of funds, you can use your uncle's account number, your uncle's bank statement, your aunt's bank statement, your dad, your mom, your siblings, your friend, you know, anybody that can really stand in for you financially. But if you've burned bridges, if you have made people feel like they're not useful to your life, and you're not going, how do you want to tell them to please give you their bank statement? And you know, like, this is a very sensitive information that I don't think a lot of people like to share. If you're not like close to someone, they won't send you, they won't give you their bank statements. Okay, do you get? Now when you get that bank statement and the school, and you send it to the school is now able to issue you an I-20. That I-20 is what you will take to the embassy for your interview, right? And don't forget, before you go for your interview, you need to have paid your interview. God. Before you go for your interview, you need to have paid your service fee, right? Now, again, don't burn bridges, because you need the help of someone abroad to pay that for you. The next problem is getting a date for an interview. It is very difficult to get a date for an interview, because Nigerians are always looking to travel. Like, Nigerians want to travel. We love traveling. We just love it. And it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. When I wanted to do mine, there was no available date until the next year. I kid you not, like, I'm not lying, no cap. There was no available date. I was confused, I was lost. I was like, God, what is going on? And I was telling my sister, I was like, you know what, I think I'll just wait. My sister was like, wait what? Opportunity is now and you will grab it. Do you get me? That's what she was like. She was putting ginger in me. And I have a video somewhere here, I think I'm going to put it, where I told you guys that my traveling was like spree. It just happened because God says it was going to happen. I got my visa on Tuesday, I traveled on Thursday. It was that sharp. So what I did was, I know someone who actually like helps people like apply for their visa. So I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do next? So he told me, I didn't even know there was something called expedited visa. He was the one who told me about the expedited visa. And brethren, brothers and sisters, that's how I applied for expedited visa. And I got a date. That was, I think, a week before resumption in school, or 2 weeks. I can't really remember now. And no, I think it was a week. It was actually a week. If you're actually going to, if you're applying but you don't have a date, there's something called an expedited visa. I think you can give it a try. Then when I got that, on the day of the, one thing I would say is, don't do anything yourself if you cannot do it. And I believe in paying people money for like information for their skills. Like when I wanted to do my own, my passport was the passport size that was required by the embassy. I was not getting it right, so I still had to use this same guy who told me about the expedited visa. I was like, please, oh, this passport that I'm taking it's not doing, it's not sizing. Help me to size it. And I mean, you pay him for his service, do you get? So that was it. So anything that you don't know, please don't use your hand to spoil it by yourself. Make sure that you ask for help. So like on the day of the interview, like, oh gosh, there were a lot of people everywhere. It was I could not sleep the night before. It was like my heart was beating. Everything was just like, oh my god, I must get this. You know how I must get this. I was praying to God. In the next video, I'm going to tell you guys about my interview experience at the embassy. Sorry, I'm saying interview. Like, I think that's how my tongue wants to just pronounce it. Interview. I've not eaten food, so if I say interview, it feels like it's a loss of strength. So I think my brain is telling me to say interview because it's chilled. I'm just kidding. Okay, so in the next video, I'm going to tell you guys about my interview process, how I prepared for it, what questions were asked, and everything about that interview basically. So when I got to the embassy for the interview, we kept moving from here, outside to inside to the next side, standing, to hearing people when they're telling them no, they're not giving them. You're seeing the blue paper. It's just it is crazy. Like it's just overwhelming trying to remember it actually. And I feel glad I'm having to share this information because it's giving me like memories like of when I started to do mine. Then when you get your visa, the next thing you need to do is to travel. But before you travel, like, you need to make sure that you at least try to connect with someone in your school. Again, LinkedIn works very well because before I traveled, I connected with about 3 people or 4 people from my school, and I had like a place to stay because I didn't know anybody. So you need to be able to use LinkedIn at least to connect with someone, do an introduction, and say, oh, I'm that's also going to be part of this series. I'm going to share with you guys how to like connect to someone on LinkedIn and ask for help if you're going to move to a new country but you don't know anybody. So I was able to get an accommodation to stay for 2 weeks before I moved into my actual apartment. What I would like to say is, I think the United States has a rule of you not having to come in earlier than 120 days, I think, for your program. And I think it's best to just obey that rule, because when you come here, like, you're still going to have time and opportunity to travel around the country and experience like new places and all that. But one thing I like to say is to be very, very like obedient to the laws and to the rules, because it's one small thing that can spoil everything. Do you get? So you don't want to actually use your hand to spoil everything for yourself. Basically, that is the journey of applying, getting admission, interviewing, getting statement of proof of funds and all that. In the next video, I'm going to tell you guys about my interview process at the embassy, how I prepared, what questions were asked, and how to go about yours, if that makes sense. And then the next video, I'll tell you guys about how to reach out to someone on LinkedIn, or I could tell you guys about how to write your statement of purpose. I'm not sure if I want to do that. Let me know if you need that information. So guys, that is the end of this video. I don't have anything else to say or to add or to remove. That is it. Everything I'm going to say is going to come in like subsequent videos for you guys. If you've not subscribed, please do subscribe. If you have any questions, I'm very excited to respond to you. Send me a DM on Instagram. I have my Instagram link here. Send me a DM. I am going to respond to you. If you're stuck, if you need any help, ask me. I'm here. Drop a comment, show some love, subscribe to the channel, please, 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 please. Anyways guys, thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Kisses. Bye.